All right, in today's lesson, we're going to be talking about discounts and markups. In order to do that, we're going to be using the percent equation. Remember, that was part equals percent times the whole, and we had to take that percent and make it into a decimal, remember, in order to do that multiplying. So that's the equation that we're going to be using to solve these problems. If you are familiar with proportions, you could use proportions as well, if that was your method of choice, but I think the equation is easier, and that's what I'm going to be using to show you in the lesson. Just know that there are multiple ways to do it, so if you'd rather use a proportion, you may. So discounts and markups. A discount we've probably heard of before. A discount is a decrease in the original price of an item. A markup, however, is something that we probably haven't heard of or had to think about before. And this is the increase from what the store pays for an item to their selling price. So for example, like Walmart. Let's say Walmart sells this t-shirt for $7. Okay, they did not buy that t-shirt for $7 from whoever made it. Because otherwise they'd be making no money. So they, let's say, bought the t-shirt for $3 and are selling it for $7. That means that they're going to make $4 off of that t-shirt. So the markup is the amount of money that they changed from the price that they paid for it. Okay. So that is what a markup is. So for these first examples, we're going to be finding the sale price. The original price of shorts is $35. They're 25% off. What is the sale price? So we're going to use that equation. Our part equals our percent times our whole. Okay. We want to know the sale price. We want to know how much you're going to pay. Okay, they're 25% off. So we need to make this percent match. So if this is what we are paying, we need the percent to be what we're paying, not how much we're getting off of what we're paying. So if we're getting 25% off, and percent is out of 100, that means we're paying 75%. Okay, we need to make sure those labels match. If it's asking for the price we pay, we need to make sure we use the percent that we pay. So our part, we're not sure how much that sale price is going to be, but it's going to be 0.75 times $35 because we make that percent into a decimal by moving it twice to the left. Then in our calculator, we can take 0.75 times 35 to get our sale price of $26.25. Easy peasy. Biggest thing here is that we make sure that we change that percent to the percent that we're paying if it's asking for the price that we're paying. If it's asking us to find how much of the discount is, this is how much the discount is, so those would match, then we wouldn't have to change it. But they're asking the price we pay, so we need the percent that we pay. Number 2, the original price of a skateboard is $50. The sale price includes a 20% discount. What is the sale price? Okay, again, we want to know the price that we're paying, the price that they're selling it for. We have the percent that we're getting off. We need to find the percent that we're paying. If it's 20% off of 100, that means we're paying 80%, which is going to be 0.80. So we write our equation, A equals P times W. Our sale price, we don't know yet. Our percent is 0.80. And our original price is 50. So we take 0.8 and multiply by 50 to get our sale price of $40. All right, so that's how we find a sale price. To find an original price. So to find an original price, we use the same equation. Our part equals our percent times our whole. The pair of shoes is 40% off and now costs $33. What is the original price of the shoe? So this is the price that you'd be paying. That's what it costs now. So we need the percent that we're paying. Because if we fill the 40% into our equation, 40% times the original cost does not equal $33. Okay, 60% times the original price equals $33 because 60% is what we are paying and $33 is what we'd be paying. Okay, 33 is our part, that's our sale price. 60% becomes 0.60, and our original price, we don't know. In order to find our original price, get it all by ourselves, we undo times 0.60 by dividing 0.60 to both sides of our equation. In our calculator, we take 33 divided by 0.6, and we get 55 equals W. Biggest mistake I see students making here, again, is not converting that percent to the percent that we'd be paying, not the percent that's off. The discount on a DVD is 50%. It is on sale for $10. That's the price we'd be paying, so we need it to be the percent that we're paying. Well, luckily enough, 50% paying is 50% off as well, because that's 100 minus 50 is just 50, so that doesn't change. We are looking for the original price, or the whole. So we use our equation. Our new price equals our percent times our original price. Our selling price is $10. Our percent is 50%. We move that over to be 0.50 times our original price, we're not sure. To undo times 0.50, we divide 0.50. 10 divided by 50 hundredths is 20. That's a whole long way of knowing that if it's 50% off, obviously that price would be 20, but we do need to show how our work for these problems for when we have a percent where it's like 87% or something that we can't do mentally. So make sure we're showing our work for that one. Finding a selling price for a markup. Okay, this is going to be a little minor detail different. Okay, so we're still going to use our equation A equals P times W, where A is our selling price, W is our original price, and our P is our percent of markup. Okay, but we need to be careful. So there's two different ways we could do this. Okay, I don't know if you just heard that, but Griffin was just snoring. So we could do this two ways. I'll show you both. Okay. First way, we would just do it as normal. So our selling price, we don't know. Our percent of markup is 20%, so we make that 0.20 times 70. This would give us a $14 markup, but we are not done. We want that selling price. So we would then have to add 70 plus 14 to get the selling price of $84. Okay, there's another way that you can do this without, I don't know if you're hearing him, but he is snoring very loud. There's another way you can do this without having to do that last step of adding, and that would be to fill out our equation. Now, when you mark something up 100%, that means you're marking it up that price. So if I have a $70 bicycle and I'm marking it up 100%, that means I'd mark it up to, if I mark it up 100% of what I bought it for, I'd be selling it still for $70. Okay, so when you mark it up 20%, you're marking it up 20%, but also the price of what you paid for it. You're marking it up basically 120% because you're also marking it up at $70. It's just not considered a markup because you won't have gotten any profit for that $70, if that makes sense. So you could, instead of just putting 0.20, you could make it 120% in your equation and put 1.2 times 70. So if we take in our calculator 1.2 times 70, we get 84 as our answer right away. Okay, because we're marking it up that $70 plus that 20%. So that's where we get 120%. That's basically doing the same thing as this adding, except for it's just you get to take out that last step and the problem basically does it for you. Okay, so number 6, I'm going to do the second method because it is quicker, it is easier for me personally, but if you don't understand that 100%, the 1.2, don't do it this way, do it this way and just do that adding at the end. But I would like you to pause the video and try this one on your own. A store pays $75 for an aquarium. The markup is 20%. What is the selling price? So the store pays $75, which is the markup is 20%. So we make that 120%. 1.2 times the original price, which was 75. So in our calculator, we'd take 1.2 times 75 to get that new selling price of $90. All right. Just some random other examples of different things that we need to plug into that equation. So for example, let's remember the original price is the whole, the discount is the percent, and the sales price is the part. Okay, make sure that we're, for that percent, we are doing the percent we are paying. Okay, for discounts and markups, or sorry, for discounts. So here we have an original price. Let's write our equation. You can follow along with this person if you'd like, or you can pause the video and try them and then just check. We have our sale price, our A, that's 20 cents. We do not have our percent. We have our original price, $1.50. Okay, so we would divide by $1.50. We get our percent is equal to 1, 3 repeating. We move that over 1, 2 to 13.3 repeating percent. Okay, however, that is the percent that we are paying. Okay, when we found that percent, that's the percent we're paying. That's not the percent of the discount. So we now need to take 100 minus 13.3, and we'll just round it to 13.3 for this situation to get 86.7% of a discount. That's a really big discount, but notice how it went from $1.50 to 20 cents. That is a really big discount, so that makes sense. All right, let's do number 8. Again, we have our WPA. This is our discount percent. Remember, we want the percent we pay. If our discount is 40%, we're paying 60%. So we have 115 equals 0.60 times W. We divide by 0.60 to get that original price. We get 191.6 repeating. We have to make that into a dollar amount. So this would be a 6, which would make this one a 7. $191.67. Right. Last one. Again, we have our whole, our percent, our part. We have our equation. Forgot to write my equation over here. We have our discount. Remember, we don't want our discount percent. We want the percent we're paying. So we're going to take 100 minus 14 to get that amount of the price, sorry, the percent that we are paying, which is 86. We're going to make that percent into a decimal. So we have our sales price. We don't know. 0.86 times our original price. Put that into our calculator. And we get our sales price of $22.15 because that 5 would tell that 4 to round up. And that is how we find discounts, markups, using our percent equation that we've learned. As always, finish up your notes with that summary. I would talk about the equation we use. I would talk about making sure you use the percent you're paying when it's asking for like a sales price or when it gives you a sales price. Because that's a really important piece of information that a lot of students forget.